Hi guys, I'm Alyssa and this is my 2018 ZL1 1LE. I'm going to list the pros and cons about the car and I hope you enjoy the video. It's my first time here, so let me know what you would like to see from this point on, and I hope you enjoy everything else. I would say some of the cons about the car is it does ride rough. The tires that do come on the car do ride rough. I currently have Michelin PS4s that are good for street driving. I don't recommend for obviously for higher horsepower. They are a good street/sport tire. And then the other cons were maybe a lot of times the thermostat does fail on a lot of the LT motors. It's an easy fix, it's about 3 volts. And then obviously the oil consumption that comes with the 2018s. I did get that taken care of obviously later on. My car did have oil consumption. It got to the point where each oil change was about 4 quarts low. It was chugging for sure. A lot of the pros about the car is that I definitely think this is a good track beast for its price. I have no complaints for it there. It drove great, it handled great. It drove it in the rain, I drove out in the cold. I've driven up to Tennessee, down to Miami, and I'm near Tampa. I've driven it many places, and I'd say it held up pretty great in that category. I think this is like right off the showroom floor, almost ready to be put on the track. All you have to do is upgrade to DOT4 fluid. I'm currently wanting to get upgraded tires and wheels. I would love some Apexes and maybe some Eagle F1s or Sport Cup 2s. I'm still in between. I'm pretty sure Eagle F1s are currently on back order, so I might have to go with the Michelin Sport Cup 2s. But either way, they're both pretty comparison in a tire. I do have an APR wing, obviously. Singular end plates are on the end of the wing. I have no complaints there. It wasn't fun installing. Thank you to my husband. He installed my wing for me. Big shout out to him. The car was built by my buddy Hunter at Cat Motorsports. He had it stripped down to the block pretty much, put new O-rings. I'll have a list put up. Stage 2 cam, obviously, did an upgraded oil pump, E40 mix, big gulp air intake, all the good stuff, and it runs pretty good numbers, I would say. I'd say it's good numbers for a track car, for a time attack car. This is mostly what my inspiration is right now, is to make it a time attack. I would love to be able to put it back out on Sebring more or any other tracks. I don't have many complaints. The car does act weird if it's on low voltage, so if you have any starter issues or any battery issues, you will definitely see those issues. It will literally make the car throw some of the weirdest codes. Honestly, I know I'm not probably the only one that's had those issues. There's not too many cons. The pros definitely take over, but I think at this point it's more of what your preference is. I'd say it's a good car. You can go drive one for yourself. If your buddy has one, go drive it. The handling is very well there. If you're wanting to put it in track mode pretty much, you can go to the coilovers and take 3 bolts off top, spin it, and it'll say track performance, and you can get more angle and camber out of the suspension. When I went to Sebring, I was running about -4 in the front and -3.8 in the back, and it took corners perfectly. I would say that's like the top. That was perfect. I also drove it home with that setup and drove on it for multiple months with that setup on these still same I'm on the same tires still, surprisingly. I don't know how, and they're holding up great. So if you want a good street tire with somewhere around like 500 to 600 horsepower, I would say these tires still can do you a good job. For me, they don't do me a good job anymore, but I love this car. It has Course Extreme exhausts. It's all bald eagles, and it's all American. They're like, this is like the full representation of the Camaro Extreme bald eagles at this time. And everyone tells me it's Bumblebee. I don't see it. I'm not a big fan of the Bumblebee term. I'll take it. It's not a bad compliment, I get it, but my car I don't think is an inspiration off of Transformers. Just me preference. I think it's the previous gen Camaro yellow that takes over for that. But I do love this car. We did previously wrap it before. I would not recommend that doing it by yourself or in your garage. Pay someone, dude. It was horrible. Don't ever do that. The front bumper is definitely has some quirks, but I can show you here that obviously I have a APR lip extension. The rods go into the crash bar of the car, so they are attached to the frame. And then obviously my APR wing over here. Yep, this is the APR wing, singular end plates. I'd say these made a big difference for the wing. Obviously they catch everything. This is from a rock, literally. But I think this car is, this is my pride and joy, my baby. Okay, well now welcome to my front yard. We're gonna go for a drive and I guess you guys can give me your input. It's a little bright out here and it's a little hot. So yeah, I guess let's get going. Well guys, I did not think about putting a mount in the car and I don't have a mount for in the car. So I guess we're gonna have to figure it out. The windows are tiny, the windshield's tiny. You get used to it. The back window's kind of non-existent. You get used to it. I did, of course, having the original ZL1 1LE wing, it did get in the way of seeing in the rearview mirror. Now that I do have the upgrade APR wing, I have no issues seeing through the back window. So I guess a win-win when you go bigger, right? I just realized that my rear dash cam has fallen down, so ignore that too. Time to kind of tell a story of how I got into cars. My dad was always into cars. We grew up obviously redoing auction cars and seeing my dad doing all this kind of stuff and growing up and pretty much taking in his shoes. I know what I know because of my dad. I have all the knowledge of cars mostly because of my father, and I sometimes think that he wanted a son, but I guess he got me. So I'm very thankful that I've had a dad who was supportive as a teenager as well of me modifying my vehicles and doing the things that I used to do. I'm thankful I was able to have that, and obviously it's put me where I'm at now. I have a lot of car knowledge about building things. I would love to have an old vehicle, older to build, but everything I know and all of my knowledge in here is because of my father. So big shout out to him for always supporting me. I hope you guys enjoyed hanging out today and learning more about my specific build. If there's any other questions, you guys let me know, or anything you guys want me to talk about. Bye.